I need to smoke. And I need to.
See, look.
All right, my shizzles. Like I am. Welcome to Motor Racing Podcast. Kevin, Don, what's up, my brothers?
How's it going, race fan?
How's it going?
Another Thursday. I'm ready to head out in the morning, man. I'm headed to Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh man, hell of a weekend for you.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Don, if you would like, Don, I can give you the login information for Twitter, and we can post some content and stuff on there.
Yes, sir. Send it to me, and I'll put some live feed up throughout the weekend.
Sweet. What a show yesterday, y'all. What a show.
Lot of got to share yesterday.
Don't choke. Please don't die. I can't lose the co-host. Okay, that's fair. All right, let's just dive right. Okay, let's see. Sorry, in between of doing this, I've also got the Masters on, so yeah.
There you go.
All right.
And
That'll be going with me this.
Our listeners are gonna be like, "What? Same how is it?" Oh, 7-time Jimmy Johnson makes his return this weekend.
It's the old JJ, huh?
Oh, JJ.
Right on. I don't think I have any Jimmy Johnson. No, just my test car. Yeah, just my test car. But I've been using that to practice all my decals and all that stuff.
Nice.
Jimmy Johnson, Mr. 7-time himself. That'll be a really cool experience. I've never got, really meet him. So it'd be kind of cool to come across him while I'm there this weekend. You're in the presence
Try
of.
to get some shout outs, my brother.
Say again.
Try and get us some shout outs.
Oh, it was already on my plan. I got it written down and everything. So I'll see if I can get some cameos done for us.
Yeah, our boy Kevin got Samantha.
Yeah, that's awesome.
trying to get Kyle, but we'll work on that.
Kyle's a busy.
Man, I tell you, especially after these last couple weeks of the short tracks, I'm sure we've been busy.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So looking ahead this weekend, we've got, Don, you mentioned Texas. Texas is a whole nother monster, because both ends of the racetrack require different driving styles.
Absolutely.
So Kyle Larson won the last race here at last year's. Was it not like
William Byron?
Was it Byron? Okay, then my source was wrong.
In the pits, waiting for victory lane. I was waiting for Bubba to roll up, and then he just didn't have the.
Who was your source? Danica Patrick?
Say again, Jordan. Yeah, last September, William Byron got the win. It was a big wreck on the front straightaway that caused a short run, and William had the car, and Bubba didn't. So Bubba's long run car, I think, wrong. Kyle Larson and him were going at back and forth, side by side racing, and Kyle got loose up underneath and slammed into the wall. So Kyle might have won that race had he not crashed out, but it is what is.
It is
it is what it is. This is not the hub, so we ain't talking no preview in Texas. I'm just kidding. We can talk about whatever the hell we want for the next 30 minutes. IndyCar testing was closed out. However, we got some news in the NASCAR world. The NASCAR Xfinity Series is officially headed to CW in 2024 for the final 8 races of the season. How do y'all feel about that?
CT scan of stats?
You know, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter what channel it's on. It either people are going to have access to it or they're not. And then we're going to hear about the people complaining that they don't have access, and we're going to hear everybody else be fine with it. So it's always a 50-50 thing with how people react to these types
change
of
until we get them changed. And like, oh, we don't like this change, and stop bitching about change. Just go
Right.
with it.
See, for me, I think it's just I'm with the, you know, roll with the change, you know, keep with the times. But to me, like the way, oh, we must have lost Jordan. The way that it used to be, NASCAR coming on Sundays on a local channel. I think, you know, you've got race fans out there that don't pay for this stuff, and NASCAR wonder where its audience goes.
right.
I knocked
Because they're
myself out of the seat.
You're good. NASCAR's going for a money grab, but they're not realizing half of their fan base doesn't pay for all this crap.
Right.
So they're losing viewership, and NASCAR's wondering why they're not getting the viewers and the numbers that they want. So to me, it's a money grab. I think it should just be one of the local channels, like it used to be.
Right.
And maybe, you know, like the Daytona 500 be on like FS1 or one of those channels because it's, you know, the Super Bowl of the sport. But other than that, you know, put it on the local channel.
Right.
And fan
Right.
base, I believe the viewership for NASCAR may double because people will be actually able to turn on local cable and be able to watch NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. So
Medical ERT, parking hospital, third floor,
it looks like here.
350
So it looks like
ERT.
so I know the contract starting in 2025 will be all 33 races till the 2031 season on CW. Honestly, I think it's a great addition to put NASCAR on the CW because it's on free TV.
Right.
You get to see every single Xfinity race, not on FS1, not on NBC or Peacock or anything like that, but it's like straight CW. Now, if it came to a point where they wanted to stream some races simultaneously on maybe HBO Max and the CW, that'd be cool too. You know?
Right.
I think NASCAR should just air on, like I said, on one channel all weekend long.
Right.
It's just CW, okay, it's free. FS1, FS2 are not. A lot of places you have to pay for those channels. That or, you know, get NASCAR come up with their own app. I mean, look at WWE. They have the WWE Network.
Yep.
You know, NASCAR come out with their own streaming service, and pay, you know, anywhere from $8.99 to $15.99, depending on all the options. You know, they might be able to listen to the driver's radio through the TV as they're watching the race. I mean, it'd be cool to see that, and I mean, I'd pay for it.
Right.
But then again,
Now,
the money grab. But that's
now,
just,
yep. Now the part that irritates the hell out of me, Amazon Prime. Why? Why would you choose Amazon Prime to air cup races when not everybody has Prime? But Fox, TNT, and NBC, okay, that's fine. But Amazon Prime, they already stole the NFL from us. What else are they going to steal from us?
Let me take
MLB.
You said what?
I was just gonna say, let me steal this one real quick because I think that NASCAR probably has all the numbers ran on where their best opportunity / money opportunities are as far as where they put their channel and who's able to access it. They've got all the widespread numbers of watching, how they're watching. So it makes me believe that NASCAR is going to go what their best opportunity is. It wouldn't make much sense for them to do. That would put them in the negative. But that
Yeah.
so Amazon being a very commodity right now, I think that has a lot to do with NASCAR being like, look, this is where eyeballs are. Let's put it up there and see if it gets more attention.
I agree.
You know, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Let's do point standings. Which series do we want to do first?
I think Kyle Larson's sitting at the top of the board now, isn't he?
Let's see. Standings. Kyle Larson is first. Mark Truex Jr. is second. Denny Hamlin is third. William Byron fourth. Fifth is Ryan Blaney. Sixth is Chase Elliott. Seventh is Ty Gibbs. Ross Chastain eighth. Ninth. Alex Bowman 10th. Christopher Bell 11th. Bubba Wallace in 12th. Chris Buescher 13th. Joey Logano 14th. Kyle Busch 15th. Chase Briscoe 16th. And Daniel Suarez would be on the bubble if the playoffs started now.
Can we just relate? I know we've been talking about this a lot, but Ford, there is one Ford in the top 10 in points, and that is Ryan Blaney, and there's only top 16.
Yeah,
Again,
and there's only
Ford with problems.
Yeah.
It's a wild stat when you really break it down, because Ford really hasn't had struggle issues like we've seen in the first. What is it? Are we 7 races deep now?
8 races deep.
8 races. I've never seen anything like this from a manufacturer. Not even at least rattling off one luck like Kyle Busch would say, backed into a win, right? And we're just not seeing any consistency out of these guys. Joey Logano, man, what? Up until the last couple of weeks, I'll give it to him, but man, he was just a no-show. It's like they weren't even saying his name on TV. And again, with Ryan Blaney being the defending champion, finally getting some airtime with his sponsors on the damn screens. So it's an anomaly for sure.
I've got a feeling that it's got something to do across the board, because I mean, Xfinity, Fords are having the same problem. Trucks, Ford are having the same problem. So is it a development, like a Ford development issue, or is it a part or a motor issue?
Right.
I mean, several of the Fords have had speed. Look at RFK. RFK has had a lot of speed here lately and opportunities to win races. But I don't know if it's just, okay, they got the car to where he wanted it and it just wasn't enough to compete with the guys up front, or if pit strategy has screwed all of these Fords. But what are the chances that all these Fords haven't had a win because of pit strategy in 8 races?
Not very likely.
So to me, it sounds like a power issue on the Yates side of it.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see how that one unfolds the next few weeks, because the fact that
we're going to 1.5 mile tracks.
Yeah, the 1.5 and what do we got? Talladega after. So the Ford go pretty good speed at Talladega. We'll see what happens out there, but it's really strange. And maybe I'll get around in the pits and ask some of the Ford guys, what's going on with the blue ovals, you guys, and get some insider information and see if I can come back with any kind of idea of what they're dealing with.
Hey,
level 2 in 6 minutes. Level 2 in 6 minutes.
So with Texas, Chevrolet dominating the last couple of races at Texas. I believe Chevrolet's won the last 2 or 3. Byron, Larson, and I think Reddick prior to that, correct?
Reddick in 22, correct.
So does Chevrolet dominate this weekend? Do we see Chevrolet come back and dominate at the 1.5 miles?
It's a great question, and I think Toyota might have something if they bring a lot of the same stuff that they brought last September. I mean, we're talking 6 months. If Toyota brings the same stuff that they brought, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them boys end up in victory lane, whether it be Martin or Denny or Bubba or Tyler. Tyler was running some fast laps too. He just got caught up in traffic late. But if I had to put my money down, I would say Toyota would probably steal a win this weekend.
Out of all those Toyotas, if I have to predict, and not predicting for this weekend, but if any of those Toyotas take it this weekend, I would say the fight for Texas would probably be between Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace.
Right. Absolutely. That's a great, yeah.
That's a good observation right there, Kevin. I mean, anything is possible, especially with it. I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but Ben Rhodes posted a video of him racing around Texas on a freaking riding lawnmower. at like maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 miles per hour.
Yeah,
you can see him riding it, and it's like and you see the turn 4 Texas wall.
If he had a glass of tea, that's a perfect day in the afternoon, man.
But in the Xfinity series, top 12 would be the point. This is your top 12 playoffs. If the playoffs was to start this weekend, Chandler first, defending champion Cole Custer in second. Third would be Austin Hill, Jesse Love in fourth, Justin Allgaier fifth, Bradley Herb sixth, Parker Klingerman seventh, Adrian Mendinger eighth, Sammy Smith ninth, Sheldon Creed 10th, Eric Almirola 11th. I guess he is running for points. Interesting. And Anthony Alfredo in 12th. But with Eric Almirola on a part-time schedule, it would be Anthony Alfredo and Shane Van Gisbergen in the top 12 for the playoffs.
So how does that work? I mean, Eric wins a race, he snags a playoff spot, and then like if he just runs 10, is he just not a part of the playoffs, or?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if let me see if Eric Almirola is playoff eligibility.
And real quick, I also found out Mr. Matt DiBenedetto is racing at Texas this weekend in the Xfinity Series, so I'll try and get some ink on this thing here this weekend.
Yeah, Matty D.
I enjoyed watching him race, man. He had a little dog in him.
So to update the schedule that we've got, talking about, dominance from Chevrolet and Toyota. So we obviously have Texas this weekend, and then we have a wild card track at Talladega next weekend. I assume if we're going to look back, if I've got to predict at a super speedway, either RCR is going to be up front or it's going to be 2311. And out of the 2311, it'll probably be Bubba Wallace out there controlling the race.
Right.
And then we go to Dover, Kansas, Darlington, and then the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. We have North Wilkesboro that just got a repave.
Right, and they had some laps turned on it.
They did, and they said with the repave, I think it was 2 seconds faster than what they ran at the All-Star race last year.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about 40-year-old asphalt slab. You're going to have cracks. You're going to have those waves and those little bumps, and that's just torture on these top-tier machines. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they shaved 2 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised to see them even faster for when they start qualifying.
So we know, I mean, I don't know why they would, but All-Star race, new asphalt. I don't see a reason to lay PJ1 or resin down because this is going to be a multiple lane race.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see multiple lanes open up at the All-Star race. And then the other track that got a complete repave this year was Sonoma. But with the repave, they're already having issues with the asphalt coming up. I seen that issue. Denny Hamlin and the Marcus Smith, they got into a heated argument on Twitter. Yeah, and they were throwing blows back and forth. But yeah, do we, with the asphalt coming up, do we see that problem during the race at Sonoma, especially with these wider tires?
I say it's a very high possibility that they're going to have more asphalt issues, especially when you have a bunch of weight shifting the asphalt around underneath them. Unless they figure out what the issue is now and get it handled before the race comes around. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a red flag or two during that race.
I don't think that Sonoma repaved in time, to be honest. I think this track is going to need more time than what it's going to have to cure. Let the sun sit and bake it and let the asphalt sit. Like you said, I think we're going to have a couple red flags. If NASCAR doesn't go ahead and call the race at halfway, if they have so many incidents. What was it? Jeff Gordon had a piece of racetrack go through his grill at some point.
Right.
And we saw that, I believe, at Atlanta, the last win that Kurt Busch had when Kyle and Kurt finished 1 and 2.
Right.
So
I was able to pull up the correct Xfinity Series standings, and the 12 Shane SVG would be the 12th driver if the playoffs was to start. With since Eric Almirola is a part-time driver, he is not eligible for the playoffs.
And just wait till they get to
You have to be.
just wait till they get to the 6 road course that Xfinity runs and watch Shane rattle off a couple wins and be in the point standings by the time playoffs come around.
Right. Because right now, like on the outside looking in is Brandon Jones.
Junior Motorsports,
Yep.
Yep.
they should have 2 or 3 cars in the playoffs, right?
Agreed. All right.
Probably won't all 4, but I would say they would get 3 in.
Okay. So
Go ahead, Jordan.
if we're looking at the Truck Series standings, you have a tie for first, tie for third, tie for fifth, for seventh, tie for ninth. So it's very strange.
I mean, the Truck
Go ahead.
Series, if you're watching the races, they've been close, and the Truck Series races have been wild.
Hold on, that is incorrect. Hold on, let me redo that. Okay, here we go. Looked at the wrong thing. So your top 10 drivers would be Ty Majeski first, Corey Heim second, Tyler Ankrum third, Christian Eckes fourth, Taylor Gray fifth, Nicholas Sanchez sixth, Roger Caruth seventh, Matt Crafton eighth, Brandon Finger ninth, with Ben Rhodes rounding out your top 10, and Dana Gray on the outside looking in.
Can we shout out to the truck guys this year? I know every race has its bumps and its wrecks and accidents, but can we shout out to the trucks for really doing a much better job this season than last year? Got really crazy. Now I was entertained, but I'm a sports purist, a racing purist, and I don't like seeing torn up race trucks at the end of the day. But this year it seems like everybody has really gotten a good handle on their trucks and controlling these overtimes and these restarts that they're forced to go through. So I just shout out to them, and very entertaining racing so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But back to Xfinity. I'm sorry.
And to point out, Ty Majeski being at the top of the points, there is a Ford at the top of the points. We were talking about Ford issues. Ty Majeski doesn't have a win just yet, but and we're talking about championship Ford drivers. Would it be
You talked about Ford and it cut you off.
do what?
I said you was talking about a Ford driver and it cut you off.
Saying Ty Majeski not having a win this year and driving
Uh-huh.
a blue oval and being at the top of the leaderboard for the points, and we were talking about Ford having problems.
Yeah.
But that's not, unfortunately for him, that's not going to sustain once the season gets really into the meat of it. You start getting in 3/4 of the way in, and you're missing those extra points badly, and you're going to find yourself at the bottom of the list real quick.
Right.
Talking about Championship 4, would it be too early to predict the Championship 4?
Ooh, on the spot. Maybe on the spot.
Too early. Maybe check back after the All-Star race.
I'd say if it sits right now, as far as the Truck Series go, Ty Majeski, Corey Heim, Raja Caruth.
Raja.
And I think Matt Crafton makes the Championship 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad four.
And yeah. So there isn't much for when it comes to IndyCar. The point standings hasn't really changed because they've only had one race so far, and the All-Star race didn't count. But their next race coming up is the 21st. It's the Grand Prix of Long Beach, followed by Alabama Indy Grand Prix on April 28th. And then we hit the greatest month in racing, the month of May, with the
We got
with the Grand Prix on the
Monaco.
11th, and then the Indy 500 on May 26th.
And you also have the Coca-Cola 600 the same night.
Yes, sir. And you also got the Monaco Grand Prix in the morning.
That's right. Well, they really jam it in us race fans on that weekend, don't they?
I tell you, man, it'll be our shows that week will be busy because there'll be a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, manufacturer-wise, so we're talking about Chevrolet not being in NASCAR next year, and Cadillac coming in to replace them as the GM model.
Right.
What model do we think they're going to use? Is it going to be the Cadillac CTS?
It'd probably be their full size sedan, which is the CTS, right? That would make sense to line up with the Camaro in the Chevrolet garage. So yeah, if I had to guess, it'd probably be the CTS with that standard V8 that they use.
So, and with the Cup Series, them going to a new Camry, why hasn't the Supra made it to the Cup Series just yet?
Supra is actually a smaller car, and I think what they were trying to accomplish was Toyota is really growing really fast over the last 15, 20 years. So when they put their Supra out for Xfinity and it's drawing eyes, and they put their Camry out for Cup Series, they're getting twice as much exposure on both of their top selling cars.
Okay. Yeah, well, I never thought about it that way. That makes sense.
That's the best I can come up with anyway.
Can we give a shout out to Ava Dobson for her racing over the weekend in the USF Juniors? In
Yeah.
race 3, Ava finished. Where she finished? Let's see. I don't think she raced in race number 3. No, she did not. Let's see, race 2, Ava finished 15th in race number 2. And in race number 1, she finished 18th. So great weekend of racing for Ava Dobson. It looks like her next race will be Barber Motorsports Park. So that'll be rounds 4 and 5, followed by Virginia National Raceway. And Kevin, you ready? Rounds 9 and 10, Mid Ohio in July.
Yes, sir.
Y'all both gonna be there?
Yep.
Hell yeah, right on.
Hell, Don, you should come join us too. Fuck it.
Be a blast.
Fuck yeah.
Do want to get up to how far? I'm not sure what the distance up there in the Northeast or Midwest where Ohio is, but is Dover, Delaware far from y'all, or is it decently close?
So Dover, Delaware is like an 8.5 hour drive for me.
Okay.
And I only live like 10 minutes from the North Carolina border. I'm 45 minutes from Asheville.
Okay.
Let's see. For me, it would be.
I'm
You
trying
said Dover?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
Yeah.
past Dover.
Probably be about the same, if not between 10 and 12. I say 12 hours at the max.
From Ohio,
Let's
probably.
see. From here, it's about. Let's say from my house would be. Come on, Slowpoke. About 7.5 hours.
7.5. Okay. Yeah, that's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because I'm looking at trying to. I would love to get out to more tracks if I can. You know, I'm really trying to hit this thing hard, and so.
I tell you what, then we need to all meet up at Bristol in the fall, bro.
I can see if I can get passes there too, and I think with our podcast we can actually use Motor Racing podcast as our credential signature. So that's something I'm looking into to try and take advantage of if we can get more access and insider information from deep inside the pits each weekend.
Yeah, Don. If you can do that research for us, that'd be great. Because you're part of this team too. So I do my part, Kevin does his part, and you do your part. We all do this as together. The last show that I was on, they didn't do all that. I ended up doing all the work, and it just became a hot mess. This show is well more.
Yep.
So, yeah. But let's see. In the time we have remaining, what a show! And I like the way we had everything yesterday, man. You know what? Shout out to India for listening to our show on Spotify.
Yes.
Really cool.
It
Getting
seems
that kind
like.
of-
Hey, so real quick, we were talking about Stuart Haas selling off 2 of their charters. At this point, who do we see staying at Stuart Haas, and who do we see looking for a ride?
I see Noah and Josh staying at Stuart Haas.
Josh Berry's definitely staying because he just got there, and there's no reason for him to try and. He would be starting over as a rookie, basically, again, if he somewhere else.
So do you think that Stuart Haas is going to be Barry and Gregson, and they're going to shovel out Priest and
I mean, unless Brian and Chase give us something other than 20th place finishes, then yeah, I see Noah, because Noah, one, that he draws the fan base, like him or not, he pulls in the eyeballs, and that
Yes, he does.
teams look at that too. So if they're having to make decisions on who's staying and who's going, well, who brings us more attention?
And then Junior wanting to go Cup racing. Does Junior Motorsports go Cup racing?
yeah, why not? That's what he wants. That's what he wants to do. I would not be surprised at all to see a headline pop up on all of our phones at the exact same time that Dale Jr. Motorsports started.
And if he does that, does he bring along the number 25 and the number 88 with him?
Ooh. I'd say he does.
And who does he bring? What does he bring Allgaier back up to the Cup Series? Does he bring Sam Mayer up to the Cup Series, or does just Allgaier stay in the Xfinity Series? He brings up Brandon Jones, or he brings in a whole brand new crew.
I think he brings Sam Mayer and Sammy Smith, to be honest.
Okay, and that would leave Jones and Allgaier back down in Xfinity.
Allgaier, to me, and this is just my opinion, Allgaier and Jones have no business in a Cup car.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. I mean, you see how Allgaier did when he was first originally in the Cup Series. He did not do so well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look what happened with Elliott Sadler. He left the Cup Series, went down to the Xfinity Series for Junior Motorsports, and he was successful as hell. Came up second in the championship, but hey, Elliott Sadler was very successful. So, it's anybody's thing. Like, what happens, I guess, when silly season hits? That's the question that we find out,
And to piggyback on the Allgaier thing, I think his age might play a factor into it too. We don't know what conversations have behind closed doors, but Allgaier could be wanting to be with his family more. His kids are starting to grow up. He's that plays into athletes' minds as their career goes on. And with Sam Mayer being so young and being that fresh talent, I'm sure that would be a choice that they would go with.
Yeah, because Allgaier's in his late 30s.
Correct.
He's gonna buy some.
Yeah, that's true. But so Don, will you be on the road tomorrow night, or will you be joining us tomorrow?
This is my plan. I'll be at the truck race live, so I think they green flag at 5:30 if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll stay in touch. We're always in touch with each other, and then I can let you guys when it gets closer to showtime. Let y'all know exactly with the race.
All right, and then here later on, I'll send you the information for Twitter. So
perfect.
All right, and then Kevin, I'll send it to you too. Now you both have access to it, so now you can reach out to drivers, tweet stuff, things like that. But it's been a good show, and the show will be uploaded to Spotify in about an hour. So
all right,
give me an hour, we'll upload it and go from there. And until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Later, guys.
see ya.